Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will tell you how to counsel a patient of parvovirus B19 infection in pregnancy in Talks Station. Assalamu alaikum, I am Dr. Raja. I understand you have recently been diagnosed with or exposed to parvovirus B19 during pregnancy. I know this can be worrying. I would like to explain what this infection is, how it can affect your baby, what investigations we need, and how we will monitor your pregnancy. Please stop me anytime if you have questions. Now start. What is parvovirus B19? Parvovirus B19 is a common viral infection that causes fifth disease, slapped cheek disease in children. It spreads through respiratory droplets, close household contact, blood products, vertical transmission from mother to fetus. Adults usually develop mild fever, arthalgia, malaise, rash. Many pregnant women are completely asymptomatic. Unlike CMV or toxoplasmosis, parvovirus B19 does not cause any congenital malformations. Instead, it mainly attacks fetal red cells precursor, causing severe fetal anemia. Take focused history. Presenting illness, fevers, rash, joint pain, malaise, flu-like illness, date symptoms started, exposure history. Ask about child with slap cheeks disease, school teacher, daycare worker, household exposure, hospital exposure, recent outbreak, pregnancy history, gestational age, dating scan, previous anomaly scan. Reduced fetal movements, previous ultrasound abnormalities, bleeding, pain, fever, obstetric history, previous miscarriage, stillbirth, high drops, congenital infection, fetal anemia, medical history, hemoglobinopathy, immunodeficiency, HIV, steroid therapy, previous blood transfusions. Usually, maternal examination is normal. Assess general condition, temperature, pulse, BP, skin rash, joint tenderness, lymph nodes, abdominal examination, fundal height, and fetal heart. Differential diagnosis. Other virus illnesses include rubella, CMV, Epstein-Barr virus, COVID-19, influenza, measles, toxoplasmosis. Investigations. Maternal investigations, parvovirus B19, IgM, IgG, repeat serology after 2 to 4 weeks if initial tests are inconclusive. CBC, retic count, PCR only in selected cases. Interpretation, IgG positive and IgM negative. Previous infection. Mother is immune, no fetal follow-up required. IgG negative, IgM negative, no immunity. Repeat serology if recent exposure. IgM positive, IgG positive, recent infection. Risk of fetal infection. Requires fetal surveillance, seroconversion. IgG changes from negative to positive, confirms recent infection. Fetal assessment. Detailed ultrasound. Look for hydrops fetalis, ascites, pleural effusion, pericardial effusion, skin edema, placental edema, polyhydramnias, cardiomegaly, hepatomegaly, growth restriction. Unlike CMV, intracranial calcifications are not typical. MCA Doppler, this is the most important investigation. Measure middle cerebral artery peak systolic velocity. MCA more than 1.5 mom suggests moderate to severe fetal anemia. Requires urgent referral for fetal blood sampling and likely intrauterine transfusion. Surveillance. After confirmed maternal infection, weekly or every 1 to 2 week ultrasound with MCA Doppler for 8 to 12 weeks after infection because fetal anemia usually develop within this period. Chordocentesis performed when MCA more than 1.5 mom. Hydrops. Suspected severe fetal anemia allows measurement of fetal hemoglobin. Confirmation of anemia, immediate intrauterine transfusion. Maternal effects. Usually mild symptoms include fever, rash, arthalgia, fatigue, malaise, rarely transient aplastic crisis, severe anemia. More serious disease occurs in women with sickle cell disease, hereditary hemolytic disorder, or immunocompromise. Fetal effects. Maternal fetal transmission approximately 17 to 33%. Risk is greatest when maternal infection occurs between 9 and 20 weeks of gestation. Possible complications: fetal anemia, hydrops, high output cardiac failure, fetal thrombocytopenia, myocarditis, fetal demise, non-immune hydrops, stillbirth. Unlike rubella or CMV, no structural congenital anomalies, no hearing loss, no intellectual disability directly caused by infection. There is no antiviral treatment and no vaccine. Maternal treatment, supportive care, Hydration, paracetamol, rest. Fetal treatment. If severe fetal anemia develop, refer to fetal medicine center. Treatment is IUT, intrauterine transfusion. Survival exceeds 90% when severe anemia is detected early and treated appropriately. Counseling. Your blood test shows a recent parvovirus infection. Most mothers recover completely and most babies remain healthy. The virus crosses placenta and about one quarter of pregnancies, but only a small proportion of infected babies develop severe complications. The main problem is fetal anemia, no birth defects. We will monitor your baby with regular ultrasound scan and Doppler study. If anemia develops, fetal specialists can perform an intrauterine blood transfusion, which has an excellent success rate. Prognosis, good prognosis. Mother immune, normal ultrasound, normal MCA Doppler, no high drops. Intermediate prognosis, positive maternal infection, no ultrasound abnormalities, require serial surveillance. Poor prognosis, high drops, MCA more than 1.5 MOM, severe anemia, cardiac failure, untreated fetal anemia. Delivery. Parvovirus infection alone is not indication for cesarean section. Timing depends on gestation, fetal condition, presence of anemia, obstetric indication. Most pregnancies continue to term if surveillance remains normal. Neonatal management at birth, clinical examination, CBC, hemoglobin, retic count, assessment for anemia or thrombocytopenia. Neonatal team review. Most infants with treated fetal anemia have good long-term outcome, although those who experience severe high drops or require intrauterine transfusion may need neurodevelopmental follow-up. Follow-up. Antenatal serial ultrasound weekly or 1 to 2 weekly MCA Doppler. Fetal medicine review. Cordocentesis if indicated. Intrauterine transfusion if severe anemia develop. Postnatal, neonatal examination, CBC, pediatric follow-up, developmental assessment if severe fetal disease occurred. Prevention advice. There is no licensed vaccine advice. Wash hand frequently. Avoid close contact with individuals who have suspected fifth disease when possible. Avoid sharing drinks and utensils. Follow workplace infection control measures, especially in schools and daycare setting. Routine screening of all pregnant women is not recommended. At the end, say, I would confirm the diagnosis with maternal serology, explain that parvovirus B19 primarily causes fetal anemia rather than congenital malformations, arrange serial ultrasound surveillance with MCA Doppler for approximately 8 to 12 weeks after infection, refer to fetal medicine if MCA PSV exceeds 1.5 MOM or high drops develop. Counsel regarding the excellent outcome with timely intrauterine transfusion when needed and involve neonatology in delivery planning.